into the Women Are Worthy show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow our page. Joining us tonight is our very special guest. You guys now know how I constantly brag about Kennesaw. I love living in Cobb County. I love my mayor because he's one of the best mayors ever, ever, ever. So without further ado, I want to welcome to the Women Are Worthy show Mayor Derek Easterling. He is the mayor of Kennesaw, Georgia. That's right, Kennesaw, Georgia. Hello.
Hello, Jackie. Thanks for having me. What can I say after an introduction like that? I mean, you've got me up here. I got to keep it up here. Come on. And women are worthy? Is a man not worthy to sit at your table? Come on.
Well, that's why you're here. You're, I don't know if you follow me on social media, but I'm constantly really putting us to the next level because I love the schools. I love the people. We definitely connect the community. And I'm going to be honest. I want to thank you for doing the job that you're doing. I like sitting with you monthly and having our conversations. How many people out there can say they sit down with their mayor once a month? I know I can. Can you? So not only are you in local government, you're very accessible, and that's what I like about you, okay? So can you talk a little bit about, for the people out there who have no idea, unless they're under a rock, who's Mayor Easterling? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we begin?
Sure, you want to know where I come from?
Where you come from, where you've been, how you got here? Yes.
Well, I drove here.
Okay.
No. I'm from Florida originally. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I haven't been there since 1977, but I was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Graduated from Fort Lauderdale High School. Go Flying Elves! I know there's one or two of you watching tonight because I've seen you out there. And I ran off to the Navy. Even though I was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, I say that I grew up in the Navy because the Navy provided me with, I'm not going to say challenge, I'm going to say opportunities, because that opportunity is my favorite word. And I was presented numerous opportunities to excel, to learn, to grow, and to develop who I was or who I am in the Navy. And following, I retired 22 years ago from the Navy, and a couple years later, I joined the sheriff's office here in Cobb County, and that was my first and favorite experience with Kennesaw. I absolutely fell in love with Kennesaw, and decided this is where I was going to make my home. Secretly, I'll tell you, this is the longest I've ever lived anywhere in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I've been here since 2003, and other than my childhood home, this is it. I've moved every couple of years since 1980. So, yeah, I'm happy, and that's who I am, but that's where I come from. Who am I? I'm just a regular guy. I'm the sailor that learned, experienced a little bit of the world, took a few things away, and I knew there was something different, something better. I used to build furniture and cabinetry in a family business, and I got to see all these beautiful things in the world, and I brought those ideas and things back and started building here, but there was still something missing. And I went back to college after a 37-year hiatus. You're never too old to learn. Remember that. So I got my undergrad. I graduated from Grand Canyon in August of 2016 with my bachelor's in sports management, and I'm scheduled to finish my master's this September in education.
Let's do a fist pump on that one.
So
yes.
I want to teach. I am teaching at Autry Middle School. I'm a part of the community. The mayor is what I do on the side. It's not who I am. Who I want to be is the best version of myself. And that's, that doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot of work. I know who I am and I know where I want to be, but becoming the best version of me requires constant work.
And I agree with you on that. And, that's why we're so in line with each other, because I tell people that I want to be a better person today than I was yesterday. And it does take a lot of work. And it's so great to know that we can sit down and talk to you, because we have our young interns out there and we want them to know about local government. You know, that we can actually have the mayor come in and sit down. I don't know about in Atlanta, but I can only talk about here, because this is my home. I just love Kennesaw. I'm constantly talking about it. And again, I want to thank you for allowing us to be in such a wonderful city. Yes, I understand the citizens are a part of this, but you're also the leader. So the Women Are Worthy show wants to thank you for doing all that you do, because I know it's not an 8-hour job, you know, and plus you're teaching, you're going to school, how do you balance everything out?
Well, each of us has 168 hours in the week, and you have to figure out what's important to you. You have to prioritize your life. You know, for me, I set aside 6 hours a night right off the top for my rest, whether I sleep or just rest. That's 42 hours a week. So take that off the 168. And then I have to find time for my exercise. I find time for God. I find time for my family. It's not just about balance. It's about commitment. It's about establishing priorities and being committed to that end. The commitment part, if it's really important to you and you're truly committed, everything else falls in place, because work doesn't seem like work.
Right.
That's what most people, you know, most people that have a professional career and that truly enjoy their work, it's not really work to them. And they could be sitting back in the chair working. They don't have to do something, they just have to think about it, and they're creating opportunities in their head to excel, or creating opportunities for other people to be successful. So yes, it's a matter of commitment.
Do you guys see why I wanted him on the show? It took a long time because, you know, my schedule and his schedule, and this won't be the first and last time you'll be on the show, right?
No, is that the right answer? No? No, I hope not. Look, here's my job as mayor. Can I just jump into that for a minute? The goal of the city, not my job as mayor, but the goal of the city is to ensure that everyone is successful. You're successful as a homeowner, you're successful as a business. It's what we do to help you is provide resources. And I'm not talking about financial resources, but we're talking about the resources that you need, the tools that you need to be successful in your business or in your home life. We provide those essential services, and we provide avenues for you to achieve that. That's our goal. And we have a vision. We know where we want to be. And you'll have to agree and look out there. We are a progressive and an inclusive city.
Yes.
We're growing steadily, and we're growing well. Look at what we've achieved in the last 5 or 10 years.
Yes.
It's incredible, and we're still going.
Inclusive. We want to thank Billy. We're at a location. It's called 41 Cork and Tap, 2500 Cop Parkway, Kennesaw, Georgia. It's a phenomenal place, because I want to take the time out to thank our sponsor. Billy, this is a phenomenal place. And for those of you out there, the food is phenomenal. Come on out. Just tell them the Women Are Worthy. Jackie told you to come on out. I promise you, you'll love this place. Have you eaten?
Oh yes, I have.
And it's phenomenal. For my young interns that we have out here, well, they'll be voting shortly. Can you please talk to them about the importance of getting involved in local government and or voting?
Okay, well, let me finish up your commercial for you first, for Billy.
Okay.
The food may be good, but the service here is exceptional. Billy treats his staff very well, and they do know how to take care of you. So, Billy, thanks for allowing Jackie to work out of here on our show, and thank you for what you do for the community.
Yes.
Now, as an individual citizen, and for the young folks that are on the other side of the camera, and yes, they are young folks, very, very, I would think that they're aspiring young students in communications and in interior design or art, but they're very capable. And what I would say to you is, if you're not engaged with the community, then you haven't earned the right for some of the things that are guaranteed to you. You have to be engaged with your community in order to make change. If there is something that you don't agree with, something that you want to see changed, you have to be engaged with your community. It doesn't happen because you go out and protest. It happens because you're engaged from the beginning. It happens because you are part of this. And we don't make change, we create change. We create opportunities to help people. But what we really want is for you to know what's going on and not be surprised by anything that happens. And you can only do that if you're engaged, if you already know what's going on. And besides, the things that we're doing in the city today, they're going to benefit those young folks. It's not us. I mean, some of that stuff's not even going to get done in my lifetime. We're just setting the foundation for it. But these young folks, they're going to enjoy all those amenities once we start putting
And
in.
that's what I'm trying to show. I'm trying to lead by example. I'm not going to benefit from it, but I want them to be a part of this because it will benefit them one day.
Yep. And you know, you started to say something about servant leadership earlier. I'm going to tell you, I truly believe in servant leadership. And, you know, I've been studying it for a very long time, and I go back to when Robert Greenleaf was talking about it. But let me tell you, you can take it a step further, and I think that's where we need to be as Americans today. We need to take it beyond servant leadership, and we need to make it transformational. We need to change our lives. We need to change the way we think. We need to be positive and find something uplifting about the people to our left and our right, or how to uplift them every day. We need to not be so quick to criticize or ridicule. We need to find the positive. What was the first thing I asked you today?
How am I doing?
How are you doing? And what was the highlight of your day? And you had some, in your words, phenomenal things happen to you today. We need to concentrate on that. We need to focus on the positive in our communities, the positive in our young people, and what we can do for each other.
And I think that's why I would call you one of our mentors, because that's what we do on our social media page. We constantly put positive things out there. I don't want to focus on negativity. There's so many people doing that.
Right.
Suicide and, you know, bullying and all these things are happening to the kids in our community and to us as well. I don't want to focus on the negative. I choose to focus on the positive and speak positivity and energy and things like that. So I definitely agree with what you're saying. And also you mentioned about not to take it a step further, we have to be able to make that change, and it has to be transformational. So I definitely agree with you on that. Now, with that said, what do we have in store for the city of Kennesaw in the next couple of months, years? Can you just give us a little peek?
Well, I can sort of give you a peek, but it'd probably take a lot longer than you have for the show. But I can tell you, we've got our Grand Prix series coming up starting May 12th. We've got the Rose Garden Gala. Let me back up. Let me give credit here. The race series, the 6 races that we have. The first race is May 12th, and it's the Swift Cantrell Classic. Hopefully I'm hoping we have 14 to 1,500 runners this year. It's been getting bigger every year. You know, you do well in this race, you get a qualifying time, you can do the Peachtree. You know, think about it. You have 6 opportunities. If you participate in 4 of them, you get a really cool hoodie at the end of the race series. Now you can, if gardening or if you like being out in the open, Smith Gilbert Gardens, we have the gala coming up. The butterfly house is going to open soon. A lot of things are happening in this wet weather. Great for the plants. It's just absolutely gorgeous over there right now. Most of the azaleas are in full bloom. It's incredible. You've seen what we've done at the plaza at City Hall. We have our roundabout. Nobody's been hurt yet doing the circle there, and everybody's learned how to do it. We even named it the Circle of Willis, which is a anatomical body part. It's a distribution point. We're doing all kinds of things to freshen up our city and to include more businesses, more people. We're making plans in preparation for an education center at Smith Gilbert Gardens. We're looking to redo the Depot Park, upgrade it to beautiful walking trails, amphitheater. We're looking to do all kinds of things to make it more accessible and more amenable to what people today like to do.
And when you mentioned the roundabout, I myself chose to put a YouTube video out there about how to navigate in a roundabout because sometimes people don't know how, I've experienced that. I mean, I'm used to it, but I just put that out there because I figured some people, there are people out there that don't know how to do this. Now, you mentioned, gosh, I'm glad I live in Kennesaw. So many things that are happening. What would you like in your, while you're mayor, what would you like to see happen if you had a choice? Let's say if you had a choice to make something happen right now, one thing that a wish that you can just make it happen right now, what would that be?
Put me on the spot.
That's why I'm Jackie.
How about I would like to see the council chambers filled with people that are positive about what we're doing. I would like to see the people there to say, hey, this is what we'd like to see. Can we be a part of it? It's that positive community engagement. Right now, we have more people that show up all the time, but I'd really like to see the chambers filled with people all the time that are excited about helping and about being there. Because if there's an issue, if there's something that you want to see and you want to create that change, step up and say, I'll help you fix it. That's how you can be engaged. Be part of it. Be part of the solution.
I want to give a special shout out and thank you to our very own special chief of police. He's a mentor of mine, Chief Westenberger. We couldn't have asked for a better police chief. He is just such a good guy, and that's why we're doing the series with him, Behind the Badge series, because we want our young people, especially in the African American community, to, as you mentioned, instead of rioting, let's first get engaged. Who's your police chief? Who are the police officers? Engage with them first. Get to know who you have protecting you and serving you. Because I think once you start off with the dialogue, then everything else will fall into place.
Well, communication is key to anything, and I think Chief Westenberger and his entire team, too many to mention right now, but they are engaged in the community. They put it out there. They walk around, they're out in their cars, people wave to them. They know who they are. They live here. It's incredible kind of presence that our police force has, and the positive, let me back up, the positive presence that they have, and it's truly community policing. Plus, they run programs to the Citizens Police Academy and all.
I graduated.
Did you? Oh, okay. Well, that's great, because now you're the eyes and ears. When we don't have an officer in that area and you see something that's, you know what to look for now.
Exactly.
You know who to call, you know how to record it or how to document it, and then go on. That's the unique thing that we have here. It's not just the 70 some odd sworn officers that we have. We have the citizens that are engaged as well, and they know how.
What do you think, in your opinion, the importance of women working together and supporting each other?
I think that's a tough question. But see, I relate it as in people. I don't just, you got me. I mean, really, I think we need to support each other, and I don't think it's any different for a woman to support another woman. I think the strength that you have as a woman in character is unbelievable.
What would you like to see more of from the Women Are Worthy show or Jacqlyn Charles? What would you, it's okay, what would you like to see more of, or even things in Kennesaw, what would you like to see us do more of?
I don't know how much more positive you can be. I really don't.
I'm learning from the best.
But if you were able to create that ripple effect, and people just got an nth of that positive, of that spirit that you have, you'd be fine. I would be a happy man.
Well,
or I am a happy man, but I'd be a lot happier.
What we're working on, we're working to do empowerment series in Kennesaw. We're working with other people, so we're looking to do that because, to be honest, Eric, I just can't deal with negativity. I'm allergic to negativity, and I believe if there's an issue or concern, not a problem or an obstacle, let's talk about it, because it's usually a miscommunication. Always, it's a miscommunication.
Or a lack of.
Yes, I like that.
So, talk things through, talk things out, say what you mean what you say. And I think that old expression, agree to disagree.
Right.
I think that if you're talking about it, you can work through all of that. And you know, I said I wrote something today. I wasn't sure if I'd say it here, but I'm going to tell you.
Say it. You're amongst friends. No one's listening, just us.
Okay. You know, we need to develop leaders. We need to develop young people in the community to step up, and whether they lead a group of students or a group at their office or whatever when they become young professionals. But in developing that leadership, it's important to remember that we create leaders not because we want them to have the answers. We create leaders because we want them to help us work to a solution. See, I mean, it's part of the training. It's, you know, where I may only make it so far, the person behind me, my successor, has to come and do it a little better. And we need to train and we need to develop that in our young people. So if you could do those two things, if you could create a greater ripple for communication and people that are willing to step up and work towards a solution, hey, you got this in the bag. Come on.
Come on.
Just say, hey.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, come on in.
Are we in?
Yeah, we're in it.
There we
This
go.
is Kat. This is Lexi.
And this is
that's
Mark.
Mark.
And they're the ones making it happen. We're sitting over here. They're the ones making it happen on that side. You made us look good, right?
The others,
Okay, good.
the others are not here. I'm out there asking for laptops and asking for fundraising things for my team. This is part of the team. So remember, we're still looking for laptops, guys. Still looking for laptops. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the Women Are Worthy Show on Facebook and Instagram. We're also on YouTube, and it's just been a great show. Look at my team. Part of the team.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I gotta go home and work on a paper.
Oh.
I got a benchmark assignment due.
He's ending the show, so I don't have anyone behind the camera to end the show.
Wait,
So-
she's on her way. Hey, thank you all for having me.
Bye.
and
See you
thank
next Monday. Next
Have a
Monday's
blessed
gonna be
day.
great show.